Ever wondered how manipulators control minds without victims realizing it? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? This subtle art of influence and control, known as manipulation, is a psychological strategy used to change the behavior or perception of others through deceptive, abusive, or underhanded tactics. Understanding the nature of manipulation is essential, not just as a fascinating psychological phenomenon, but for our own protection. Manipulation is all around us, from the media we consume to the relationships we hold dear. It's a silent puppeteer, pulling the strings from behind the scenes. Today, we're going to explore the dark corners of this art, delving into 5 common manipulation techniques. Each technique is a tool in the manipulator's toolbox, used with precision to mold perception and dictate behavior. So buckle up, this journey might be unsettling, but knowledge is the best defense. Stick around to unveil the secrets of the master manipulators. Scene script. First up, the guilt trip. A classic, yet effective technique. We've all been there, a friend or family member pulling at our heartstrings, making us feel as if we've done something wrong, even when we haven't. They've got you on a guilt trip, and it's one heck of a ride. The guilt trip is a manipulation tactic that plays on your sense of empathy, your desire to do what's right, and your fear of disappointing others. It's a powerful tool that can be wielded subtly or blatantly. Let's imagine a scenario. Your friend asks you to help them move this weekend. You've already got plans, but they start to lay it on thick. They remind you of that time they helped you out, how they're always there for you, and how they'd do the same if the roles were reversed. Suddenly, you're feeling guilty for even considering saying no. The manipulator in this situation is using guilt to control your actions, making you feel obligated to do what they want. They're twisting your emotions, making you feel bad for prioritizing your own needs, and that's precisely where the countermeasure comes in. The key to overcoming the guilt trip is recognition. It's crucial to identify when someone is using guilt as a tactic to manipulate you. This isn't about becoming callous or uncaring, but about asserting your own needs and boundaries. If you notice that someone is consistently making you feel guilty for not doing what they want, it's time to take a step back. Don't let guilt dictate your decisions. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your own needs. It's okay to set boundaries. Guilt is a powerful emotion, and it can be used to control us, but we don't have to let it. So next time you feel that familiar pang of guilt, take a moment. Reflect on why you're feeling that way. Is it because you genuinely believe you've done something wrong? Or is it because someone is trying to manipulate you into feeling that way? Remember, guilt is a feeling, not a fact. Scene script. Next, we delve into the world of gaslighting, a manipulation tactic that makes you question your reality. Gaslighting. It's a term that originates from a 1930s play called Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she's losing her mind. But what does it look like in our everyday lives? Imagine a scenario where someone denies your experiences, contradicts your perceptions, or dismisses your feelings as invalid or exaggerated. That's gaslighting. This psychological game is a powerful tool in the manipulator's arsenal. The gaslighter uses it to destabilize your understanding of the world, causing you to doubt your own judgment and even your sanity. The effect can be devastating, leading to anxiety, depression, and a profound sense of isolation. Perhaps you've been in a situation where you're sure of something you've seen or experienced, but someone else insists that it didn't happen, or it wasn't as you remember. You begin to question your memory. Your perception of reality starts to shift. That's gaslighting in action. Gaslighting is often used by individuals who seek to control or gain power over others. It's prevalent in various relationships, from romantic and familial ties to professional and social connections. The gaslighter's goal is to make you so unsure of yourself that you become dependent on them for your sense of reality. So how do you counter this insidious form of manipulation? The first step is to trust in your perceptions. Your experiences are valid and your feelings matter. Remember, no one else has the right to define your reality for you. When you find yourself doubting your experiences, seek outside perspectives. Talk to friends, family, or professionals who can provide objective viewpoints. This can help you validate your experiences and regain your trust in your own judgment. Remember, gaslighting is not about you. It's about the manipulator's need for control. Stand firm in your truth. Don't let anyone distort your perception of reality or undermine your self-confidence. Never let anyone dim your reality. Silence can be louder than words with the silent treatment. When someone falls silent, ignoring your attempts at communication, it's not always because they're deep in thought or simply need some space. There's a darker side to silence. known as the silent treatment. This is a manipulative tactic often used by individuals who want to control others, exercising power by withholding communication and creating a sense of isolation. The silent treatment isn't just about ignoring someone for a short while. It's a prolonged, intentional act designed to make the victim feel unworthy and insignificant. It's a cold war of sorts, where the manipulator gives their victim the cold shoulder, hoping to break their spirit and make them beg for attention. The victim often ends up feeling confused, anxious, and desperate to restore communication. They may start questioning their self-worth, wondering what they did wrong to deserve such treatment. The manipulator, on the other hand, sits in a position of pseudo-power, watching their victim squirm. But here's the thing. This power is illusory. It's based on the victim's perceived need for the manipulator's attention. And that's where the countermeasure comes in. The key to overcoming the silent treatment is maintaining your self-worth. It's important to remember that your value as a person doesn't depend on someone else's acknowledgement or approval. You are not defined by how others treat you, but by how you treat yourself and others. When faced with the silent treatment, take a step back. Breathe. Don't beg for attention. Don't play into their hands. Instead, remind yourself of your worth and your strengths. Reconnect with friends and loved ones who truly value you. Engage in activities that bring you joy and boost your self-esteem. In doing so, you're not just countering the silent treatment, you're also building a stronger, more resilient sense of self. You're learning to value your own company and not rely on the validation of others. Remember, your value doesn't decrease based on someone's inability to see your worth. Ever been in a situation where the manipulator plays the victim? Let's discuss the victim card. In the grand theater of manipulation, there's a role that's often understated yet incredibly powerful, that of the victim. The victim card is a manipulation technique where the manipulator portrays themselves as the innocent party, the one wronged, or the underdog, all in a bid to gain sympathy, control, or some form of advantage. Let's paint a picture. You're in a disagreement with someone, and instead of addressing the issue at hand, they suddenly shift the focus onto their feelings, their past, their hardships. They might say something like, "You don't know what I've been through," or "You're just like everyone else, always against me." This is the victim card at play. They use their perceived victimhood to deflect criticism, avoid responsibility, and shift blame onto others. Essentially, they're trying to make you feel guilty for something you haven't done, to manipulate your actions or decisions in their favor. But here's the kicker. You're not responsible for their feelings or their past, and you shouldn't be manipulated into thinking otherwise. It's a tough pill to swallow, especially if you're empathetic by nature, but it's a crucial step in countering this technique. So how do you deal with someone playing the victim card? The key is maintaining boundaries. It's important to empathize, yes, but not at the cost of your own mental health or well-being. Don't get drawn into their drama. Stand firm, acknowledge their feelings, but keep the focus on the issue at hand. If they insist on shifting blame or avoiding responsibility, remind them gently but firmly that the conversation is about resolving the issue, not about who's the bigger victim. Remember, you're not obligated to carry the weight of their victimhood. Your worth is not defined by how much you can sacrifice for others. Stand your ground, don't let the victim become the victor. Lastly, fear-mongering, a technique that manipulates by arousing fear. It's a powerful tool in the manipulator's arsenal, used to control and influence by playing on our most primal instincts. Fear-mongering can be as subtle as a whisper of doubt or as blatant as a shout of impending doom. It's a psychological ploy that taps into our innate fear of the unknown, the unpredictable, the potentially dangerous. So, how do we counteract this manipulation? The answer lies in our ability to stay informed and not let fear dictate our decisions. Fear-mongering thrives on misinformation and uncertainty. By arming ourselves with knowledge and clarity, we can challenge the validity of these fear-inducing claims. We can question, we can research, and ultimately, we can choose not to be swayed by baseless fear. Remember, fear is a reaction, courage is a decision. Choose courage, choose knowledge, choose to stand against manipulation. Make your decisions based on facts, not fear. Today, we've uncovered the secrets of manipulation, but the journey doesn't end here. We've walked through the guilt trip, gaslighting, the silent treatment, the victim card, and fear-mongering. Each of these techniques can be disarming, but understanding their mechanics is the first step towards overcoming them. If you enjoyed this exploration into the human psyche, give a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to our channel for more intriguing insights. Together, let's continue to unravel the complexities of the mind.